Hi, my friend, it's Pat Sloan here. I wanted to show you that I have like a dilemma with my patriotic quilts. I have more than I can possibly hang up. Take a look. So I wanted to show you, I have way too many red, white, and blue quilts. All of this, all of this, all of this is red, white, and blue. And there might be, I don't think so. I don't think anything over there, but basically all of this. I can only practically hang, let's be generous, 12 larger quilts. Then that's generous. I think it's more like 10. But maybe I can squeeze 12. If I take things down, I don't really want to take down. So that's a problem. So I have a lot of these. I'm going to hang one of these as my backdrop today. And I have to think about what I want to put out and then what I will move on. On the plus side, this shelf is all a lot of smalls, all little small things that are either blue or red, white, and blue. So this year is the year I'm going to see what I actually am going to pick from that group and pick to display, and then the rest of them will go to charity because I just can't keep them all. And I still have another cupboard that's not even in that hall closet full of quilts that have to go to new homes eventually when I figure out the right place. But here is one from my book. You know, book is discontinued, but I'll link to it at Amazon because sometimes there's resellers that have it. And it's a sparkler, kind of like the alternate blocks look like, you know, kind of like fireworks to me, and the flags. And then also, just to remind you, if you're going to sew Jubilee with me, here's the block in my So Charming fabric. And yeah, you want to be sure if you want to do it with that kit that you pick up a kit. And we'll probably start it in like 2 weeks. I think I said 2 weeks last time, but I'm going to say 2 weeks again. Okay, so there you go. That is that. I have a new mat that I want to share with you. The Creative Grids people sent me a new mat that they put out. It's a style mat that I have used for a long time, not their brand because they didn't have one, but they did produce one and they sent it to me to take a look at and share with you. So I have the other camera because it's easier that way. It's easier to show you the mats with this camera. Normally I use a big mat here on my table. This is my Koala Table. This is the back side. There's the sewing machine. And I need a bigger mat just because I have the space, plus it is more effective. But I know a lot of you don't have that much space, and the Creative Grids have started out with these, I'll call them blank ones with no lines. In the smaller size, the 24 by, what is it, 18 by 24. Now I have always loved mats that do not have line markers. Now here is a traditional mat with all the line markers. And then this is a mat with no marks at all, none. And that is what I prefer. So here's what my surface generally looks like. Because it's a large surface, I don't want my space, actually I prefer to have a lighter color because I don't want that dark navy. So Creative Grids has put out mats. This is their first one with no grid work. And I just find them visually cluttering. Back in the day, there were companies that only printed on one side, so when you flip them over, there wasn't anything on the other side, and I had always used the back side. I didn't use the front side. I do find markers to be nice, which is why you see I have one of them layered, because this has no markings. The Creative Grids has a dark gray on the back side. So if you are designing mats, what color would you make yours? Leave me a comment here at YouTube and tell me what color would you want this to be. I really like these light blues. I wouldn't mind a very pale pink. You know, I've got some pink accessories or very pale aqua. So if you have, be a designer. Let's leave some notes. I'll send this video to the marketing people at Creative Grids who so nicely sent me this mat. But I do think that if you struggle a little bit with visual clutter, that having a mat that is blank like this is a game changer. It is one of those things where you learn as you go along that the lines on your mat are Not always 100% accurate. So for a lot of people, if they've been using lines on their mats to do cutting, like a precise cutting, it really, your rulers are a lot better for that, and more, you know, the purpose of the rulers is for precise cutting. I find they're more like suggestions on the mat. They're close, but depending on your mat, you'd have to check them. So anyways, years and years and years ago, like I said, I stopped using the lines. So tell me in the comments what color you want. I think that'll be fun. Okay, Socialites was put out on Friday by the Fat Quarter Shop. Ta-da-da! This would be so cute as a star, right? 4 corners, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You could have 4 of these, and it would make this gigantic star, which would be cute. Then you could do like a baby quilt of, like, you know, 4 of these giant stars. Wouldn't that be sweet? Yeah, and then when you put it in your quilt, eventually you can sort of rotate it. If you're like hanging your quilt, so you know the direction of things is important. Just rotate which way you like it. I like it down this kind of down at one of the bottom sides, like this or like this. Yes. Okay, another thing that will be coming up is my brain. Okay, is the mystery. The July, Christmas in July with the Fat Quarter Shop. They have been doing this for many years, and we sew along with them. They are so generous, put out this free pattern, and they're really decent size, and they're just done in 4 weeks, and boom, you're done. You have a cute little wall hanging, and sometimes people will expand them, but you know, it's nice to be able to just have something cute to decorate with. There are fabrics that they recommend, and that is, you know, and they're going to put a kit. They put a kit together for that. So I will link everything for you. But I always use a different fabric line so that you can see it done in something different. So let me get the paper. Let me get this plastic off of here so I can show you the fabric line I'll be using. This is called Mary on High, and it is so pretty. Look at this. Okay, so there's a white on white. This has snowflakes for the, oh, there, I think you can see it when I tilted it up. And you know, with the layer cake, some of them are going to be duplicated. You just, because there's not, you know, that many pieces in the line, different, you know, unique pieces. Here are like ornaments, beautiful plaid. You know, I love those plaids. Oh, pink, 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 pink holly and berries, pink dots. And this is so cute. With the gingerbread. I love gingerbread. Little plum pudding. Yeah. Another plaid with pink, and then here's pink and red. I will link to this. I'm not sure if it's in the store yet. I forgot to check before I started filming. But I will link to it anyways, because then you can get a notification. Here's some more holly and berries. So this is just going to be so cute. Christmas in July. It's a free quilt along the Fat Quarter Shop does for all of us. Snowflakes. This is the same thing that's on the white on white. That's the pattern on the white on white. It looks good with the red, green, and pink. And here's some other gingerbread and the green. So you get, you know, each of these lines has like a base colorway change. So now we went from the white base to the green base with dots and plaids, and then a red base. Look how beautiful those poinsettias are. So beautiful. Red, you know, classic red pin dot. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's like red, white with pink berries. Red plaid is gorgeous, and red snowflakes. And there's one more. Yeah, there's the gingerbreads. Here's a gingerbread, guys, and that is at the end. There are 3 gingerbreads. No, one more. Here's a red on red. Look at that. I love it. Okay, last but not least, as they say, let's talk about the state fabrics. First, let me just precursor. Right now, the weather in Virginia has been spectacular. It's been mild, it's been sunny, it's been beautiful. And so I am spending a lot more time outside. I don't want to come in and do, you know, things. I want to do everything outside because this does not last long for us. We have a very short season like this where it is just the perfect definition for me of what spring or early summer is like. And so I'm enjoying it while it is here. And then once it gets hot and humid and sticky, I will be inside more and doing inside things. So I'm filming this kind of early, so last week, because I was going to be gone. And so I did not get the state fabric for the Liberty Bell. I did not get the fabric yet. Let me grab, well, you'll see it here. I did close up. So, you know, the Liberty Bell that I'm doing with the state fabric. But also I want to remind you that when I started this idea of collecting a piece, one piece of fabric from each state. That's all I wanted, one piece of fabric from each state. But you're a very generous group, and a lot of people sent me way more fabric than I needed, way more for each state. So as I told you all, while all that was happening, I will donate everything I don't use, which is, you know, a large majority of it, because there's no way I could use it all in one quilt. So I've gathered down, and I'm now grouping everything. So I'm getting the kind of sections together, and I did the last of that. So let's take a look. In here are these two, which were from I've got all the papers up here, which were from here. And then the other bag has this whole group of 20. So what I'm first going to do is go through and just pull all the colonies out, so I can get the colonies, the rest of the colonies all grouped together, and then I can go from there. Pulled out everything, sorted it, got the 13 colony ones that were in this grouping. And if you wanted to see all the different fabrics that came in, you'd have to go back and watch the videos, because I'm not going to go through and open everything. It's just too much work. But there was just lots of variety. I'll open this one from Florida because it happens to be sitting there. And this is something where I'm going to try to get just the Florida, so that I'm just getting states. And I have a couple, you know, if that Florida doesn't work, there's the word Florida on that piece. So I've got some options on a couple of these. Same with the Hawaii. There's another 2 Hawaiis. So I have options if they don't work. Like Colorado, I just kept one because there's, you know, plenty there to get that. Okay. The last grouping, which starts with Massachusetts and ends with one of the 13 colonies, South Carolina. So I have these grouped, and I put the sheets with the other 2 groupings, the 13 colonies here. And this is the pattern again for those of you who need to see it. So 13 colonies is going to be in the middle, and my fabric should come either today or tomorrow when this is filming. And what I'll do first is the bell. I totally decided that would be easier for me. Then I can decide what's going on, but I will do all of this center bell with the 13 colonies and DC, so I don't have to redraft this, which is the capital. Okay, and then hopefully I can figure out a great size for piano keys around here. Maybe a couple of little blocks in between. I have to show you this Nebraska one while I'm here. This little piece here was sent with Nebraska written on the globe. That's so sweet. So I still have options, even though I was able to reduce down. Most states I had many options. And then on the bottom is the backing that I was sent as a gift, and some of the red, white, and blue fabrics that I'm going to use for in here. Okay, so that's where I am with that. I hope you're stitching along with cherished friends. So I have started the star. That's hard to say. Started the star, like a tongue twister. I also did the word memories from the cherished memories, or yeah, shared memories, cherished friends, shared memories. In the inside, okay, first on these corners, I think I'm going to use this pale pink in these 4 corners, and then the inside has like a 9 patch, but they actually lined around it, and I'm thinking of doing all of the light aqua, this light aqua and yellow and no pink in the center, light aqua and yellow, and that'll be what's here. And then I'll stitch more of the grass over and the little bird. So I'm working to get this part done. Plus, if you're looking for some new needles to try, Kimberly of the Fat Quarter Shop has put out a needle, and they are fabulous. I love them. I really, really love them. There's 2 different sizes, so I suggest you get one of each so that you can try them out. Remember, there's this new ring for your tabs. It's so cute. So cute. And there you go. That is where we're at. It is going to be really fun to get that center bell. That's what I'm still going to go that way. Do the bell first, and then look at how I feel about things for the border. You know, I'm sure I'm still going to do the piano key, but I'll see. You know, I'm not going to do any work on that until the bell is finished. So I'm going to do the bell first. It might be kind of fun to have a goal to have the bell done by July 4th. I'm not going to promise anything about that because I have other things that are going on, so I don't know if I can get it done, but I'm going to try. I am going to try. And so pick up your fabric or order the kit for the Christmas in July. Also be sure to get your Jubilee kit so that you can sew along with my fabric line. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous block. All right, my friend, I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.